Microsoft is really something, aren't they? I mean, just look at the changes this company has gone through. I mean, remember this guy?
Developers.
Or how about this guy?
Depends on the size of the chair. I'll cheat a little bit.
Yes!
That right there is Bill Gates, and back when he was in charge, he was a dirty, evil, monopolistic fiend looking to crush everything in his path with an iron fist. But Microsoft isn't like that no more. They've transitioned from some operating system company with some things on the side to a cloud services company with some things on the side, like their hardware. Just like the Microsoft Surface Pro, which was their chance of combining the life of a laptop with a tablet. So what happens when Microsoft comes back along and says, hey guys, we're going to take the Microsoft Surface Pro, make it a lot tinier, and fill it with a crappier processor? Well, you get the Microsoft Surface Go. And I've had the pleasure of using it for the past year, so let's just open it up here real quickly, and we'll get going, and it's running a Windows update. So Microsoft really knows how to nail the premium feel of a device, especially in the hand. It feels really good. The weight is very well distributed. You get some nice tactile buttons to play around with when you want to play with buttons. Now, the screen is a very beautiful screen. It looks great to my eyes anyways, but the bezels are a bit chunky, especially in comparison to tablets coming out today like the iPad Pro. Now, another thing I got to appreciate about this tablet were the two front-firing speakers. They have some pretty decent stereo separation for my ears anyway, and although they don't get super loud, it was definitely enough to get the job done when I was laying in bed watching the Clone Wars for the 23rd time. So those speakers, good stereo separation, not loud enough to fill up an entire room, but they get the job done. So the Surface Go doesn't come with a keyboard. That is a privilege you're going to have to pay for yourself, just like I did. And you're going to have to pay a premium if you're going to want that nice, smooth Alcantara touch finish. And I actually recommend you do buy a keyboard because in doing so, it enables you to have an actually pretty decent little tiny laptop that you can actually get some real work done. The keyboard takes a little bit to get used to since the letters and the numbers are literally playing Red Rover with each other, grasping on for dear life, but in about 20 minutes I was able to get back to my humble speed of 40 words per minute. That keyboard can make gaming a bit weird though, as the W key is pretty far over to the left compared to the S key, so you have to have your fingers at a weird diagonal angle. Like, I don't think you should get this thing if you plan on doing much gaming, because your experience will vary. I, for one, decided to download Fortnite for some reason, even though I have no idea how to play it, and I lost immediately. But I didn't notice any much terrible lag, although the graphics were pretty crappy. Minecraft played okay, though.
Word.
Now, taking a look at the specs real quick here, you can see that this isn't the most blazing fast thing to grace the planet at all. Opening up apps do have some delay, and when having more than a few apps open, you can definitely feel the RAM reaching its limit. Now, is this enough for a dedicated laptop for you? I mean, it depends. This thing is going to have pretty shitty performance if you plan on doing any video editing or major photo editing. I, for one, downloaded an audio cue app called Multiplay, and even that was giving me some issues. It kept crashing, but that could just be an issue on the developer's side, because Audacity, I was able to edit a full, 2-hour audio file without having to restart or worry about it crashing at all. So, take that for what it is. So this laptop would be great for a student needing to take lots of notes and edit presentations, but if you're looking at running some specific software like AutoCAD, I'd look elsewhere. Oh, quick note for everyone. Although this device is pretty small, it is top-heavy, so be careful when you're in class and you have those crappy little one-arm side desks and you put your laptop on it, because, yeah. Now I'm going to spend this segment talking about how it performs as a tablet and a tablet alone. So let's just get the easy stuff out of the way, shall we? It feels great. It's well weighted, it's a good size for the hand, it feels good to hold. You get yourself a nice kickstand when you want to prop it up on a kitchen table when you want to eat your lunch, and you get a headphone jack, and it's all good. Look, the hardware is great, but what good is a tablet's hardware when there's no software to back it up? Let me show you what I mean. Windows in its current state, it kind of doesn't really know what it wants. I mean, first we have all the different array of Windows apps that all have all completely different interfaces, and then there's just no fluidity at all from this device. It's hard for me to explain or quantify in a manner that would make sense coming out of my mouth, but it just feels clunky, as if the software is still in beta. Now when you get into an app that works well with touch, I think it's just fine. Microsoft Edge works just great with touch for the most part, but the File Explorer hasn't really been updated for touch at all, while apps like the built-in calendar are. It's just a bit of a confusing mess where you have to get used to different workflows depending on the app you download. And when using tablet mode, sometimes the keyboard just refuses to come up at all. I mean, look at this! Okay, but maybe tablet gaming is pretty okay. Trying out Asphalt 9 had my Surface running pretty uncomfortably hot, but I was able to play a round or two, no problem. So let's just try out our own gaming here really quickly, shall we? Let me just open it up here so we can play a round of Minesweeper, and here we... And my battery's dead.
Tina, I cheated on you. Dimitri, the woman you cheated on me with was actually me. Tina.
Yeah, that battery's pretty shit. I get maybe 4 hours of it on a given day with a lighter use, but I just feel that every time I turn this thing on, the battery is low and I have to reach for the charger. Now, maybe 4 hours is good enough for you, and that's just fine, because you can lower the brightness slider, you can lower the performance slider, but I don't like doing that at all. Let me just say this. Next to my first-gen Galaxy Buds, this device gives me probably the most amount of battery anxiety I've had in a device ever. Now maybe you can make the battery work for you, because you do get the ability to charge it with a USB-C cable, which is pretty nice, and you do get the awesome Microsoft Surface Connect magnetic charger, so you can charge that puppy up no problem. So that's the Microsoft Surface Go. Now, even though there are objectively some yellow flags or even red flags for this, I gotta keep in mind the price of the device, because you can actually get it on pretty good sales today. So if you were able to find it on sale, I don't see many reasons why you shouldn't go get it. Because although this tablet has some things wrong with it, it's still a full tablet running Windows, which is fun. Weird, like Microsoft, but fun. After I got rid of the whole Windows 10S mode, I was able to, download Fortnite. I downloaded Audacity, and I was able to get some actual work done. So maybe you could too. It just depends on the type of work that you gotta do. So maybe if you're able to find this thing on sale, I don't see any reason why you shouldn't go get the Microsoft Surface Go. Just don't forget your charger.